Hello everyone, this is the Paper Princess and I'm back to finish up our base album of Savana Album and start on page 1. So I've got my hinge in, which I couldn't show you on camera, but what I wanted to do also was cover up this chipboard that was behind here. So this is on your cut list. I just cut an 8x8 piece and put score tape all around and stuck that on the back cover and the front cover. And what I'm gonna do now, which we're not gonna decorate till later, but I'm gonna put my pocket down here. So you need to take 2 pieces of paper to cut 9x5. And then we will start with our pocket pages. So take a piece that's 9. And I can save this piece because we're going to be cutting a bunch of circles. So save this even though it's real skinny, and we will use that later. So 9x5. And then another 5. And that piece is probably too small. So I've got that. And now we're going to score this. So with the pockets, I'm going to score them with the flat side of the paper up. And I'm going to start with the open end at the top because that will not have a score line on it. So I'm going to make a 1/2 inch score line here, turn it, another 1/2 inch. And let's do that again with our other pocket. Okay. Now let's get some score tape on here. Press that all down. Okay. Now, if you've made an album with me before, you know how I cut my corners for pockets, but I'm just going to show you for anyone new coming on. I'm on the flat side now. I've got my valley side, and they intersect right here in this corner. So I'm going to cut right up to that intersection point, turn my scissors out, and continue on so that I have a little Pac-Man mouth there. And I will show you very shortly why that's important. And I'm going to clean up my mess as I go along. And now I can fold these over. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just take the bottom piece off. And then when I fold that, it sticks, and I fold that, it's held down. So when I go to put it in my book, okay, I have more control than if I was handling all this sticky here. And also, I will show you, but you bring it down to my bottom of this 8x8 piece down here, and it'll fit right on top of this 8x8 piece. It'll be right flush with this side and this side. And the reason why I like to keep the tape backing on is because I'm going to wait till I put my design paper back here. Then I can put it down about an inch into here and then peel the backing off and stick it down. So I don't have to fuss with getting the paper inside. That's why I do that. The last thing I want to do here is take a little magnet and put it right around there to hold in whatever I'm going to put, a photo mat, a booklet, or anything. It's just going to hold it down. So let me get a piece of tape here. It's got glue on one side. If you don't, put a piece of this score tape on the other side and then also tape it across the top. We don't want that going flying around, rattling around our book. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side now. I have my other pocket. And let's put this down. Okay, and I'm going to put a magnet right there. Okay, so now we're gonna hold on to this for one more thing. We're going to make our first pocket page and then make sure it fits in there, and then I can put that book away until we're ready to put all 4 pocket pages inside. Okay, so for our pocket pages, I have there on your cut list, cut 8 pieces. And I have that as 8.5 by 7 3/4. But you don't want to cut all 8 pieces and then find out a measurement is wrong. So we're just going to take 2 pieces to start with. And let me get that right again. Okay, I'm going to make my smaller cut first. So 7 3/4. That way I have a nice big piece here that I'm going to use on a flap by 8.5. Seven 3/4 by 8.5. I'm going to score these 1/2 inch with the 8.5 inch side facing the top of the score runner. So that's my longer side. I've got the flat side up. Same thing on my other piece. I'm going to put this 3/8 inch score tape just below this hillside of that score line. I'm on the linen side now. I'm going to put it right underneath. I don't want to cover it or go over it. So I'm really to the bottom edge. Maybe a smidge more space. You don't have to go right at the bottom, but leave yourself just a little bit. Now let's press these down. Okay, so very similar to when we wrapped our book, we put that 4-inch spine piece there. We're going to do the same idea here. So I'm going to put one on top of the other and take off the top, this score backing off the top piece. And I'm going to line these papers up so that it's the same on each side. And I'm looking just now right here, and I don't see any table there. I know the one paper is right on top of the other, and I'm just going to press that down. Walk myself over to the middle, press that down. And when I get to the end, I may have to make a little adjustment, but it's right flush, and then it just goes smooth right on top of there. Now, this next piece, take this off. It's not quite as easy, but it's not bad. I'm gonna take the corner of this top piece with the corner of the bottom. I'm holding it down with my little multi-purpose tool. This is from Creative Memory. And I'm gonna just put the corners, line those up. It should fall into place, but you just might make a little adjustment there. And then just walk yourself down. There. And I'm just going to press that down, press this down, and just make sure it fits. Okay, so I put it right on top of one of these hinges. I'm going to fold this over, and I have about 5/8 inch space when I fold it over between this pocket page and the edge, because I'm going to have an insert in here to pull out. So I want to leave that a little bit of space. But the most important thing is that it fits right there on top of your hinge. And when we're done with all 4 of these pocket pages, I'll put, this is score tape here, but I'll also put glue here and put this on and let it set for a little. I'll press it in, and that's how we're going to do at the end. So for now, we are done with this base album. So let's get started on page 1. What you always want to do when you start a new pocket page is label it in the corner. Oh, it could be either side. I just do it this way. So page 1, and turn it as if I'm turning it in the book, and I'll put a page 2. And that just is a protective measure so that when I'm finished with page 1 and I'm on to page 2, I might have a messy desk. You never want to do it upside down. But I know that if my 2 is up here in the left-hand corner, then I'm not upside down. This is just a little extra for safety. I'm going to set that aside now.